What's up, guys? So today I just wanted to talk about why you need to master your calendar in order to master your life. So let's get right into it, guys. So number one, your calendar is your bank account, right? So your notification things like, if you don't design your time, someone else will, right? Your whole calendar is what determines your bank account. How many days a week do you work? How many weeks out of the month do you work? How productive is your work? Are you maximizing your salary? Are you doing tasks that are going to lead to more money? So your calendar is your bank account. How much time are you spending on fun, right? How many days out of the week are you spending on fun? If your majority of your week is, hanging out and going out and doing this, you can't be surprised when you look at your bank account and it doesn't reflect what you want it to reflect. So your calendar is your bank account, right? If you're working your 5 days a week, which is the normal workday week, and then let's say, for example, you can maximize that and then work another day in the week. Maybe you don't have to work at per se your job, but you can work in terms of going to networking events, learning a higher skill on the Saturday, maybe focusing on creating content, designing a product, things like that. You have to see what you're doing within your calendar. So right now, check your calendar, or maybe you don't know what your day is. Maybe you've just been, just kind of just winging it. Every day is kind of just similar. What you should do right now is that you should track your days down meticulously, right? Do it more so as I forgot the word, but do it meticulously, right? Track Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What are you doing these days? And go all the way down to the hour. See what you're doing. Number two, guys, if you don't design your time, somebody else will, right? So this goes back into, your notifications, right? Your boss. All of these things will eat your hours if you don't design your time. So you're letting somebody else be in control of your time if you don't be in control of your own time. You need to see what you're doing every hour. You don't have to worry about the minute, but just look at the hours you're doing. See if it's you're maximizing your full potential. Sometimes you don't have to always look at the hours if you are making a bigger decision, meaning, like, let's say, for example, out of the month you want to save up like $5,000, right? Well, obviously you don't have to look at every hour to make sure you're making every dollar you can. You could just, that's your goal, that's your end goal, but still at the same time, you still could look at each and every day to make sure that you're in control of your schedule, not, random notifications, text messages from, whoever, work related. Make sure that you're the one in control of your schedule. Number three, guys, the 80-20 calendar rule. So 80% of your time should be spent on health, wealth, and relationships, and then 20% should be spent for fun, spontaneity, and rest. So make sure that you're maximizing 80% of your time, to be able to be spent on wealth, health, and relationships, so then you can get more out of the 20%. Sometimes it's not all just about working. It's not all about just spending all your time on your calendar working, because where are you gonna have the fun, right? But the 20%, that's where you have the fun, right? That could even be, let's say 20% could even be one entire week out of the month where you're just enjoying yourself, having fun, going on a vacation, whatever. And the 80% that you are spending on health, wealth, and relationships, well, that's going to maximize the 20%. So don't forget about that. Number four, guys, protect your sacred hours. So mornings and evenings are prime time for deep work and learning. Mornings, you're going to get the best work ever. If you ever worked in the morning, your brain is clear. You've just had an 8-hour rest. You're going to get the most work. You're going to be the most productive in the mornings. In the evenings, you could do light work, not too much stress before you go to bed, but mornings is the best. Number five, guys, time block growth. So treat your calendar like an investment, right? Treat it like an investment portfolio. So you want health deposits like workouts and sleep. You want wealth deposits like skill building and networking. And then you want relationship deposits, which is quality time with good people. And then six, audit weekly, not yearly. So check your calendar every Sunday and ask yourself, does it reflect my goals, right? Remember, small adjustments compound, so you don't want to wait until burnout hits. So every week, right, just make sure you're looking at your schedule and seeing, did I reach more of my goals today or this week? Did what I did impact me more from accomplishing what I need to accomplish? You can't track the results sometimes because, let's say, for example, you're doing content. You can't literally say, I want to have 10 subscribers by tomorrow. That's not in your power. What you can control, though, is you can control how many videos you upload. You can control how many you know, good quality ideas you had. Did you record it? How many videos did you record? You know, did you reinvest your money into better editing, thumbnails, design? That's what you can control, and that's the results you should be tracking. Even whatever it is, even in business, you can't control how many sales you have. All you can control is if the products are good, if you've been testing the products, if you have, you know, a good enough ad copy, or, you know, how many people clicked on your ad, you know, how many people went to the landing page, how many people went to your storefront, you know, did people check out? And then you can kind of track the conversions that way. But you cannot control, you know, the metrics that you can't control, so don't worry too much about that. So make sure you're auditing yourself weekly, auditing your calendar weekly. Buy one of those calendars on Amazon too. If you buy one of those and you just track in, maybe even fill in your calendar maybe 2 weeks before. You don't want to do a month before. I feel like that's too long. But if you do 2 weeks before and you fill out that calendar for 2 weeks ahead, and then you say this is what you want to accomplish, it's gonna be a lot more easier on you, and you won't have to wake up every morning and just randomly go about your day and think what you need to do. You're already gonna have a plan. So make sure you have a plan, especially when you want to accomplish something and have a goal. Make sure you always have goals, short-term goals and long-term goals, guys. So if you like this video, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.